Hi, my name is Ann Wasserman. My mom taught me to sew when I was about 10. I learned how to quilt in 1978, a few years later, when I delved into the scrap box that my mom kept and always said, "We're going to make a quilt one day." I got curious and I took a little quilting class. Since then, I have found my creative home in the quilt world with art quilts. I also eventually found my teaching and business home in the quilt world in caring for and repairing antique and vintage quilts. In college, I majored in anthropology and archaeology, and that taught me to know that all sorts of objects carry history and lots of information about the people who made them and who used them. And it just inspires me all the time to think like an anthropologist. Quilts touch on family stories. They touch on women's artistic expression. They touch on the history of fabric and dye technologies. They touch on the politics of their times and many more topics. So my love of quilts has met up with my love of old things of all sorts, and here we are. And now I have 40 years of experience to share. It boggles my mind to talk in terms of 40 years, but there it is. My website, annquilts.com, has information on all of these aspects of what I do. I wrote a book a few years ago called Preserving Our Quilt Legacy, Giving Antique Quilts the Special Care They Deserve. And I offer an in-depth workshop, private lessons, and lectures. The workshop is a deep dive into the philosophy and techniques of quilt repair and care. Registration includes lectures, how-to videos, a packet of samples of supplies specific to repair work, session recordings, group discussions, and more. Each student can present one quilt or two, if time allows, for discussion of how and when and why to use the various supplies and techniques. You can also attend selected lectures on an a la carte basis. For private sessions, you can choose between triage, which is an assessment of age, condition, repair options, storage options, etc. And by the way, that does not include an appraisal because I am not an appraiser. Or the private session can be a sewing lesson, which would include fabric choices, stitching demonstrations, and so on. I also offer what I call a repair packet. This choice gives you a more complete set of instructions to repair your special quilt. You'll send your quilt to me, and I will assess it in detail and search in my stash for repair fabrics. I will prepare a demonstration and teaching video for you, followed by Q&A sessions as you progress. My lectures are slide lectures on quilts, seen through the lens of social history and anthropology. Lectures are 1 hour plus Q&A. There are so many quilts out there in the world that are worn and torn and waiting for someone to come and make them beautiful and whole again. I hope to inspire you to participate in this and help preserve these quilts and the history that they hold. Thanks for stopping by. Once again, my name is Ann Wasserman. My website, www.annquilts.com. No E on the Ann. All the information on all these things that I do is there on my website. Thanks again. Hope to see you very soon for some fun quilt work. Bye.